Hey guys, welcome to another video of Milo Look Like. And if you haven't seen the last video, which I highly recommend, this is a part of my journey of becoming a bodybuilder. As a little introduction, my name is Milo. I'm constantly working out with Luke, and that's in my other videos. Go check those out. But I'm a 17-year-old to-be bodybuilder, if you will. And this is a part of my series. This is the second episode of how to become a bodybuilder. So, last video I went over a few of the, supplements I went over. I went over how I train. And this video I think I'm going to cover, what I did this week, specifically different than the week before. So, to say one of the biggest differences, I was meal planning and counting macros very specifically. I'll put the name of the app I use to track and check how quality of food is. I've been using that. It's really helpful. I've been meal prepping, so every Sunday, or just last Sunday I guess, I've been preparing with my parents. I've been cooking food specifically for bodybuilding. I've been counting all the macros and making sure that everything's the exact same, just so it's easier for me to maintain my calories on the long run. Another thing that I've been doing, I think, better this week is I've been really kind of working on my flexing. So I took a video of myself just to reflect every month and see what I need to work on, what things I am doing well on. And I was able to gather some pretty helpful information, which I think the first thing I realized is my legs, although in strength proportions are in the correct proportions, they just don't match the volume of my upper body. And so I really need to lock down on specifically quads. My hamstrings are good, but I need to lock down on those quads. And then my abs, which I think it's probably the most neglected muscle, that and calves in bodybuilding, or just in weightlifting in general. Before I thought of becoming a bodybuilder, I never did abs. Once you get your first kind of six-pack, you can flex it in different ways to be comfortable with it. But, after running through some flexes, I realized that I have a really lacking, abs. So that's something I also am looking at to improve. These are important things to know, so you can kind of make small changes that over time will help those parts of your body, catch up to the normal. An interesting question I was asked just in school was, what is the point of bulking and cutting? Yeah, if you're new to bodybuilding and you want to, start joining, for any of you who don't know, you've probably seen the word bulk and cut thrown around all the time. And this is the easiest way to explain it. So you're starting, say, this is my example of what I'm going to be trying to do. So I started at 160, and then I am bulking currently up to 190 to 200. And then once I reach those, I'm going to cut down however much body fat percentage I need. These, I went and got in body scan, so this is like my stats, if you will, of what's going on. I've been researching a lot of bodybuilders. I just watched a documentary on Lee Priest. I watched some podcast talks with Sam Sulik. I've been watching a lot of Chris Bumstead, a lot of the mainstream bodybuilders currently, and then a lot of the really old school. I was watching Pumping Iron. I've already watched the documentary on Arnold. Anyways, it's just really interesting to learn about different creators' lives, or not creators, but bodybuilders' lives, and how they got to be where they were. And so, that's another thing I've been doing differently, I guess you could say. And then just with my workout specific training, being super strict to the supplements. Yet again, if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. this is the thumbnail. And yeah, it's on my channel. It's really gonna help you understand some of the fundamentals along with this video, I think. And as I'd like to say, if you have any questions, comment down below. I will answer any of your things. I'll go into research on them if I don't know. I'm not gonna just tell you like a false answer or guess. I'll do the research, but yeah, ask me anything, because I just wanna help anybody who might want to be interested in the bodybuilding aspects. For somebody who's under 18, you can. Lee Priest entered his first competitions against 20-year-olds when he was 14 and 1. So you can start at any age. You can start now. You can start planning. I mean, this is a photo of Lee Priest before steroids, and then this is him after a year of steroids. You can get insane. And I'm not saying you need to get there. Just like if you want to get there, you can get there naturally. So I'm showing you, how you can get somewhere naturally, and maybe why it's better. So I think that's kind of going to be it. I don't have any other things that I specifically wanted to go over in this episode. But yeah, for sure, let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. If there's something, the more I know, the more you guys know, and the more I know, the farther I'll go. So a little bit of Dr. Seuss for you there. But yeah, I think that's gonna be the end of the episode. If you don't know, I'm going for 500 subs, by the end of this year. So consider subscribing, because I'll be consistently posting. I'll keep you up to date. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this talk. And yeah,